What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Blessings, peace, and all that good stuff. Hope you're doing well. Let's get right into it, right? Couple things uh, that I realized that has been occurring in the DeFi, in the crypto space, or whatever, or it's just a bunch of different things. Like a myriad of stuff. Now, peace to the chat. I'm not gonna really keep y'all too long. I always say that. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm some type of creature of habit, something I struggle with, right? My shortcomings and all that, flaws. But I use my strengths to work on my weaknesses. I learned that as a child and from some illustrious people that I've been fortunate enough to meet in my life. So I'm trying to keep this as concise and straight to the point. Let's get it. Let's get it. When you, in a messed up way, in a messed up, straight up, crazy, unfortunate way, I learned that maybe it was in the social media age. In social media, you see a lot of text messages. You see not text, but memes and posts and videos, and people, they'll just say everything. It's just absolutely like with like no filter, right? People just say what's on their mind, then go run. And one of these things that I've heard before that stayed with me is two things. One is one good way if you want to be alone, if you want to find yourself alone, if it's something that you consciously decide to do, one of the ways that you do that is you lend money to a friend or to a relative or to anybody who is close to you. Think about it. Give money out. See how that works out for you for the most part. People don't want to pay that back. And if you're fortunate enough to get the money paid back, well then you're you're blessed. But you find yourself by yourself doing things like that a lot, a lot. I know for myself, it's happened to me. That's why I could talk. That's why I could say what I'm saying. It's not anecdotal. This is not stuff that's just like, conceptual. I've experienced it for myself. Another way you could find yourself alone, by yourself, in the wilderness of life, is when you speak the truth. Because, and I'm no exception when I say it, I'm no exception. The truth cuts deep, it's scathing, whether you like it or not. And it could come from everyone, anywhere. No matter if they're a good person, no matter if they're trash, evil, good, wicked, whatever. When you speak the truth, it comes one form. You can lie an untold amount of ways, but the truth comes in one form. And many people won't like you. Many people won't really gravitate towards you. They'll disagree. But then you'll have folks who it's not necessarily that they'll disagree. They'll just basically shun you. Because there's some folks that'll disagree and then later on they reflect and they think about it, right? And they'll say, oh, you know what? How about that? I can't even lie to myself. What was said is genuine, it's pure, it's real, it's this what it is. Simple as you put your hand over a stove, a burning stove, fire, flames. You put your hand over that, you might have an uncomfortable feeling. You might experience something very unpleasant. Oh no, that's a lie. And then they do it. And then guess what happens? And everyone who has a pulse, right? Everyone who's human and any living organism that exists will succumb to the detriment, to the painful reality of putting your hands on fire or being exposed to fire or getting burned. Let's keep it simple, right? Right? But what does fire also do? Heats up your dwelling. You're allowed to create meals, cook, eat. If you're in a place that's dark and you have no means of electricity, fire can lighten your path, lighten your way, right? It's what the truth does. That's how it works. That's how it works, right? You come into this space. You come into this space meaning, what space am I talking about? Because I got to be clear, right? Crypto, DeFi, Hex community, etc. How many times have I heard something called the truth engine? The truth engine. This engine that's aligned with truth. Damn. You can't escape it. You can't escape it. You find it in a cesspool of a space called cryptocurrency. Because make no mistake about it, it's corruption. Yes, it's also rewarding. Yes, it's also great. Yes, it's also beautiful. Yes, you can do great things, right? Change your life over this thing. But there's another half, there's another side to it. Polar opposite. And what stands within all of that, the good, the bad, the hot, the cold, the whatever, the positive, the negative, there's a truth there. There's a truth, period. That's it. It stands alone, irrespective of what side you on, whatever's going on, it's just there. That common thread is there. It's present. It's just there. I crashed into a whole bunch of different situations messing around with crypto, losing, winning too, but losing more for mistakes, errors, faux pas, bad judgment, succumbing to FOMO and all that. That's the truth. Got to say, found something that espouses believability above in operability and utility above all that. You could believe in it, right? You could believe in this piece of technology that's giving you a chance to save money in a special way that did not exist 15 years ago or whatever years ago, but specifically with this product, it didn't exist 4 years ago. 4+ years ago, I should say, 4.5, if you want to be technical, to help you save. Save. Just it. That's it. Just save for your future. Staking, saving. Think of it that way. Simple. So that you understand you're trying to make a commitment to yourself for tomorrow. If you're fortunate enough to see tomorrow and many years to come, for the rest of your days. This is how we were conditioned. This is how we were programmed as debt slaves, people who were indoctrinated in these educational systems to become workhorses for elitists, corporate heads, right? To allow them to enrich their coffers for infinity, while we break our backs, work through pain, hardship, suffering of everything you can think of, and not even receive a fraction, like barely receive a fraction. I mean, the salaries that anybody's receiving, if you're a working person, is a pittance compared to what the owners generate. And all the while during that time, you're told, oh, save your money. We're not even educated on how to do that properly. Because most people, especially in this Western world, Western side of things, first world country, US, you think they have $1,000 saved up, liquid, easily accessible if anything urgent or crisis comes up? No, they don't. We weren't taught. We weren't taught about in these educational systems of how money works and what to do with it and allow the money to work for yourself. So you land here, and you're learning, oh, CD on a blockchain. Wow, CD, where have I heard that from? The fucking banks. Oh, wow. And it's on the blockchain. Yeah, I don't have to do it with the bank. And it's offering more rates. It's offering more returns. Unimaginable. Nothing in history has been, equated to this before. Among many other things, right? It's just the fucking truth. It's just the truth. And when you decide, you say, you know what? I want to err on the side of caution and really align myself with the truth a little bit more, because outside of that, I'm playing myself, literally playing yourself. Living in a fantasy, living in a lie, living in a system where you think you're really going to be rich working for somebody else. So I just say, you know what? No, let me stay right here. Let me learn about this. Not even stay right here, but let me use this that's available here and talk about it. And talk. See, some people, you want to see goodwill, not only for you, but you want to see goodwill for others. Because some people are just selfless that way. You don't like to see people suffer who you care for, because that's just in your nature. Many people don't care. Many people are sociopathic. They're void of a conscience. Psychopathic, narcissistic, egotistical maniacs. They're void of conscience. They don't have any feeling. They don't care. Antisocial to the max, oppositional, defiant, all kinds of stuff that'll show you that this is what you may not want to become if you are a caring soul. You want to do great, you look in the mirror and you exemplify that, and you want to see that greatness that you exemplify around you and with other people in your environment, and you talk about it, you express yourself, you share, you give without wanting anything in return. You're not trying to sell shit to no one. Because it simply feels it's the right thing to do. And you're thinking, okay, you have a certain cadre of individuals, a band of people within the same collective that you're a part of. By default, they just possess, allegedly, possess or own the same coins you own. But then you see seeds of poison that get sown and planted to go against what you're standing for, to go against the truth that you represent, or you trying your best to represent. They're going against that. You have to understand When you decide, you make the conscious decision to just do the right thing in life, you're going to live a life of suffering, right? Things become a little bit more difficult in a certain way because you have a certain understanding of how things are connected, how things are related to everything. If you don't care, you will experience less pain. But when you care, get ready. But that is going through that pain, is going through the fire, it's those things, the trials, the tribulations, the tests that you have to endure and encounter allow you to see how worthy you are, right? How worthy, what makes you so special that you want to stand on truth? What makes you so special that you think, or you think that you deserve to share something that you feel in your heart and in your spirit, in your core is good, that you want goodwill for your fellow man, sister, whatever you want to call it, man, woman, child, blah, blah, blah. What makes you so special? Well, you're going to be tested, just like we're tested through all types of things in life. It's not different here. It's not different. So this is why, for those who've listened to this channel, I don't do things for popularity, because popularity, like in all things, positive and negative, it doesn't really enrich me. And it's more than just monetary. I don't do things for clout. I don't do things for acceptance. Never have. And I think 99.99% of me never will. Because I understand, in my limited scope, in my finite scope, that people understand when you speak sense, logic, and you're saying things that's almost 100%, practically 100%, it's just 100% universal in truth. It applies regardless. You could keep your fake support. You could keep your fake, praise, adoration. It makes me no, never mind, like the people say in the hood. Keep it, because I know and I understand what matters, and I understand what counts as a thinking human being. I could care less about a like. I could care less about a subscribe. That doesn't validate who the fuck I am, or it shouldn't validate who you are. But because people suffer in many different ways in life, when you seek attention, right? When you're looking for that acceptance, it becomes more important than drinking water. It becomes more important than you filling your stomach up with some food because you're experiencing hunger pains, because that's all you're worried about, because you don't see any value within yourself from the start. You don't see any self-worth at all. You don't see how you as a person have the power. You're already rich, right? These things have to chase you. The bag has to chase you, because you lend your power to the bag to give it worth, to give it value. You lend your faith to these things. It's already in you. When we die, what stays here? Everything. These people are flawed and they don't accept the fact that they make mistakes, that they're errors, and they suffer from a certain level of elitism that makes you want to feel as if you're inferior when that's not the fucking case. It's not. They suffer from this, you know, they're control freaks, they're power hungry, right? Power hungry, control freaks. They want everything for themselves, everything, and share nothing. So it doesn't matter. Well, like when folks talk this community talk, yo, there's been a fallacy, yo. They're just token holders. Community talk. There's a community of people that hold dollar bills or should have some connection with the dollar bill. That's a community, sure, because you have a mass of people who use this particular currency to use and transact, buy goods and services. Yeah, community. But make no mistake, yo, this is not a family unit. And there's always going to be disagreements. It's never going to be absolute kumbaya. It's not. It's just what it is. That's the truth. Not going to apologize for that. Sorry, not sorry. Never. You know, it's just what it is. You're good natured. You come in with an open heart, an open mind. You're empathetic at minimum, maybe even compassionate, right? You want to be understanding. Oh yeah, you're gonna want to see love, everybody in you know, absolute understanding and agreement, and holding hands and singing, you know, whatever type of circle you're in, and yeah, everything is all good. Ha ha ha. Yes, let's pray. Yeah, it's not reality. Hasn't been reality since the beginning of time. It's deeper than if you want to see the change, you become the change. Because while you still becoming the change, you still have to exist with these principles. While you're still evolving, standing on truth, you still have to deal with folks who have everything against you, will always see you as a threat, will always see you as an enemy. And you have to be good with that. So I don't care about anything going on, like as far as, you know, and this is not a cry for attention either. Again, like I said, yo, I've been streaming for a minute. So, you know, like the kids say, been saying for decades. Been streaming for a long time. Like this is hey, whatever. Take it or leave it. I'm who I am. I'm gonna do me regardless. I don't care about whatever a community thinks they got going on, whatever activities and gatherings and functions. That makes no sense, because when the bills are due, I have to take care of that. When there's issues going on in life, they have to be met. Obligations and commitments in real life have to be met. And a community, community, community is not going to help address that. Who's going to address that? Me, you. You got to deal with it. And should you find yourself, because most people are not connected. They're not in the end. They're not in the good old boys club. They're not in these secret groups. They're not in these, you know, popular clubs and whatever networks. Most people don't have access to that because you're not allowed to get in. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. Because your walk in life is different. You understand? Because I tell you what, those same people that's all in those exclusive groups, because everyone wants to separate themselves, right? Cliques, these circles, these bands, gaggles of people in these groups to act as if they have some type of exclusivity going on. From the top of the pyramid to the down, you're still dealing with people who still have the same issues, who still have to go to sleep when they get tired, who still have to eat when they're hungry, who still have to go to see some type of medical doctor if they have some type of, you know, medical health issues, crises, whatever. It's the same shit all across the board, frontwards and backwards, sideways, left and right. Same thing. Same thing. Don't feel like You inferior. Never feel like you're inferior because you want to stand close to the truth as possible. Because guess what? The truth is always going to liberate you. It's always going to free you. Always going to cast light to where things are dark. You're always going to be able to become aware and enlightened so that you will see what it was meant for you to fucking see and be good with that because it came to you for a reason. You think one person has all the knowledge that exists in life? No, no, and definitely not in crypto. Definitely not in crypto. So I don't care what anybody got going on in this community. What has the real fit in my life, the real position in my life, the real value and merit, besides myself and understanding what I'm lending to this fucking protocol and coin, is the coin and the math that it was built upon. That's it. Just like I lend my fucking spirit and mind and belief into this dollar bill. And billions of other people do the same. That's it. That's the truth. And I'm not doing anything for popularity. Fuck that. Never have. Never will. It's not that. That's petty. That's the least of my concerns. Least. And that's why I'm comfortable and I do what I do. Keeps me level-headed, keeps me grounded. Been this way, haven't changed. Enjoy life as the next person would. Laughs, because you know what? What I do for a living, when I'm working with mentally ill adults and children, vulnerable people who coexist with me and have 95% less than what I do, I need to be reminded and be grateful for everything I have at all times. Because many people remind me that if they could trade places with me, they would in a second. And guess what? Many of them are happy with having 90% less of me. So what does that make me? You have people who exist in this world who give you everything and they have nothing, yo. They'll give you food and they have barely what any type of decent clothing to wear, shoes to walk with. They'll give you food, welcome you as if you're their blood. And guess what? They laugh. They have joy in their heart. They have love in their heart. And their existence could be evaporated, just an occurrence of nature. There's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. Salute to the chat. Godfather, disciple, Dosteezy. Lee, what's happening? What's happening? Naga Bull, right? I hope he's okay. I know he's shown some weird video recently. I hope he's all right. Yeah, my stream got rugged. Got rugged a little bit. He said they don't want to be great. You great too, man? Nah, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but that's basically it though. Like, do what's right for you, you know? Do what's right for you. I don't care if I have 1 million subscribers or if I have one. I don't do this for that. I don't. Because you know what? Time is gonna go by. Time waits for no man or woman or child. Time waits for no one. You know? At least whatever you do, you know, if you do nothing else, nothing. Sometimes I think about my last encounters with people, right? What would I do? What would I like for my last encounter with someone to be? Sometimes I think about things like that because you never know when you're gonna see someone again, and no one's promised an hour, much less tomorrow. Nothing is guaranteed, right? Things like that mean something. Like to me, it means something. So if anything happens, right, anything should happen at any point. At least I know what I'm saying. I did the best I could as far as sharing some information with people based on the existing conditions that we all have to face every day, because everybody can't afford, right, to get on a yacht, to go travel, to buy expensive things and do X, Y, and Z and live it up. We dream about it, a lot of these things, but in reality, we're not able to afford it, for example. But even when we're not able to afford to do these quote unquote luxurious types of things and lifestyle and whatever, take vacations and buy big houses and drive expensive cars, do they really equate to how pure and joyous you can really be? Do they really equate to the fact that you were able to even open your eyes today and do something better than you were able to do yesterday? Do they equate to the fact that you could even have your faculties, that you have your limbs, you're conscious, right? Your heart is beating, you're breathing that good air, you're able to just live and experience another day. Because I tell you, man, you could be the richest person in the world and also the saltiest. Money just reveals who you are because it never really had any value to begin with, because the value came from us. We lent it the power. That's the whole point. That's why I don't care about any type of cheerleading bands and groups and stuff, and that's immaterial. Because when I first experienced a loved one pass away when I was a child, I questioned everything. I said, "Oh, what is all this? This means nothing because I can't see that person ever again." So, what is it as a child that you can't even wrap your mind and understand that when these things happen and you no longer could see a loved one anymore, you would trade all of this material stuff just to say hi to them again or hug them and speak to them. You would trade it all. But then when we dismiss these things, we get back into this maze of craziness, thinking that all this matters more than what really counts. All this material stuff matters more. Fake, fake desire to want to be a part of some type of popularity contest validates you more than you validating yourself. Nonsense, man. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that I see it because I'm human. So I criticize and I'm critical, and who cares? It's unfortunate that you got people even in this community that don't get the shine that they really deserve. Forget me. Forget me. I don't do this for that. But there's people that really do more than I do that do not get the shine they really deserve. Why do you think that is? I'll let you answer that. I'll let you answer that. Alan, what's happening? What's happening? Crypto London. I get it, man. But in a sense, one day we will celebrate together. I feel you. But think about it like this too. We're already celebrating together, right? But I know what you mean. But we already celebrated together. We're already celebrating together in a certain way, right? It's just the abundance of greatness has to catch up while we work on ourselves, while we continuously improve ourselves, the quality of our lives in every shape that matters to you, that matters to you. That's what's important. Not a tag on a Twitter, not a crypto spaces, Telegram groups, none of that. I stand next to something that's just been working flawless for 4 years, and I keep it moving because that's not the sum total of everything that we do. It just works. And I'd rather err on the side of what works because it tests me. Made a commitment and I locked up my coins for a certain period of time. Well, I'm making a promise to myself using this computerized code to work on my behalf. And while I'm waiting, I'm improving, I'm developing, I'm growing, I'm evolving. That's the celebration, man. Connecting, inspiring, uplifting one another, learning from one another. That's the celebration, man. Not popping bottles somewhere, even though that matter. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's yeah, that you know, Engaging in those activities have a purpose. You're celebrating in fellowship, sure, but alcohol consumption is not nutritious, right? Getting high and intoxicated is not nutritious. I'd rather get high on life, doing things that are healthy, that could possibly promote me living longer. So I could continue to see the reflections of me, the better reflections of me in others, and vice versa. What are we talking about? I don't care about these popularity nothings, man. You think, and then I just gotta just say it, man. Like people like, you think people like Wells only cares about popularity? You think folks like Thoughts Child cares about popularity? You know what I'm saying? Like Identity Block. You think he cares about popularity? A slew of others, of content creators that are just held true to a certain core. And you can see, if you're willing to see, the good nature of people. You think people in Pulse Nation, a group of guys that came together, including myself, just to speak about things that we, like-minded issues. It's not to denigrate and disparage individuals. It makes no sense how we standing on RH principles, but because you have a band of individuals who defected on their own for their own reasons, are now introducing the term toxic to Pulse Nation, Thoughts Child, Identity Block, me, Wales only, throwing daggers, all kinds of stuff. And that just helps. How does it help? It helps prove our point. It helps prove the point. And what these fuckers have done is substantiate what Richard Hart has been saying the whole time. That's all. And it's no surprise because the entire crypto space hates Richard. For what? Wearing a top hat? For what? Creating something that actually performed in a shorter period of time than what was projected? For what? Figuring it out, figuring this maze out, figuring these things out. And instead of giving props and respect and recognition truly from the larger community worldwide, they want to disparage this man because he describes the whole staking mechanism of Hex as the truth engine. And you wonder why, in so many cases, he is alone. It's not hard to figure out. It's not hard because when you speak the truth, unfortunately, people start to hate you because they see something in you that they wish they had, but they're so ignorant, they don't know how to cultivate that because it's not anything special or different that they cannot do. They're unwilling to cultivate that. Step outside themselves, step out of their way, stop blocking their own path and blessings, and embrace the real so they can have a chance to succeed. But many people are greedy more than anything. They're selfish. I don't get paid for this. That's just what it is. And they don't care. They want the power. They want everything for themselves. And I'm telling you, all that potpourri, politically correct, fake shit that you see on the surface of kumbaya. Oh, everybody kumbaya. I want everyone to succeed. The crazy part about it is the more people that stake Hex, it's the less rewards everyone gets who stakes Hex. So you kind of have to wonder why people don't talk about it as much anymore, because they were never really about it in the first place. They were never really about staking anything in the first place. They got rich. They want to continue to enrich their coffers among their circles and enclaves of people and laugh at the world because they, like the kids say, fake think They want to believe that they reach some kind of fake 1% level versus the 99% that depend on the 1%. They think that they are the real, the real movers and shakers, the minority, the real cabal. There's no cabal here. This is bullshit. But they pretend to be the Carnegies, Vanderbilts, Rothschilds, historical annals, and all things can be perused to dig up some of these things that have been documented through time. Connected with different bands and aspects of things that is just actually not even meant for me to talk about even here. That's all they're doing. Insider groups conspiring in the background on how they're going to do this and do that. And an element of luck was present. People don't want to admit that because when you see them speak to you or speak to the world about their experience being a beginner, being in the space in the Hex community from the start, you're like, yo, you guys can't even formulate a lucid thought, a concise explanation. Like, you're dumb as rocks. You were absolutely lucky. And that's okay because you have lucky people that hit the lotto and lost a lot too. But luck is a thing. People go to the casino, they win jackpots left and right. Oh, yeah. Some people hit the jackpot with Hex. Yeah. Not because they understood Hex. And some of them are so self loathing, they seethe with poison and hate in every sense of the word. Because if you emit so much hate, how much love can you have for yourself? They see so much hate, they understand that they have their strength in numbers, so they can't do everything all by themselves. So they have to find like-minded people that appreciate the same miserable energy that they emit to then fake call the shots and manipulate markets and keep themselves continuously enriched and watch everybody else suffer who want to buy into their ideology and their principles and bullshit lies and deceit. That's what it's about. So while you buying into these fake leaders, fake whatever that you want to call in, whatever capacity, whatever fashion, you're losing because you didn't recognize your own power. You thought someone else had it. You believed in a group of people or others more than you believe in yourself. That's what you find here. So they could keep all that. And I'm good. I'm good. Blessings. And I say that for real because I appreciate the good that I have. And in recognizing that, why would I not want good for you? You have a band of people that, because Pulse Nation want to stick to the principles, the core principle of what crypto even means. It just so happens that RH introduced it and want to feel good about talking about it because it seems like what RH introduced actually works. We're toxic. Hey, who cares? But that's how they divide. That's how they sow seeds of dissension. That's how they dupe the minds of the people who are unwilling to exercise their brain. And having them believe that what they're saying about anybody who
who wants to at least spread the word and share what crypto really is about, basically what R. Rachel said, that we're the villains.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Miss me with all that. I don't need.
You're gonna be mad, be mad. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make me any never mind. The truth is what
Matters to me.
salute to y'all. Be well.
Take care.